Welcome to a brand new best of 3, guys. It's going to be a TVZ. We're still in the Seamasters Cup. And let's not hesitate. I'll tell you guys real quick. Again, betting will be open for this first game only. Beyond this, betting's closed, and it's only betting on the entire series. So you've got this first game to make your mind up about who you think is going to take the series home. At any rate, spawning in the top right corner of the map from No Dice Gaming, it's going to be the Red Terran player, Spectre.
Awesome. And his opponent in the top left-hand corner, the yellow Zerg, it is PandaBearMe.
Now, PandaBearMe, admittedly, he was kind of matched against an opponent who I don't think was necessarily on his skill level for his first series today. But coming up against Spectre, these are two actual Grandmaster players, and I checked their points. They're not too far off one another, so I think we're going to get to see a pretty good series. Yeah. And I mean, Habitation Station just makes for fun matches, almost no matter what the matchup is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was pleasantly surprised by PandaBearMe. His team is Integrity Gaming. I don't think I've actually heard of that team before, but they're all obviously very smart picking this guy up because I think he can do very, very well in the future. I hope to see more of him actually in other tournaments because this is the first time I've had the pleasure of seeing him play. So hopefully this is an exciting match. ZVT is still my favorite matchup personally. I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty exciting. So hopefully being on Habitation Station, we'll have a good one.
TVZ is absolutely my favorite matchup, and it's funny too, it's a lot of our subscribers and other people's favorite matchups too, because we got the Money Speaks Show Match Series thing, right? Where we take donations and requests for players specifically, and if you guys notice, most of the show matches we've done have been TVZ, TVZ, TVZ. It's because that's what people keep requesting, so I think this is safe to say a pretty favorite matchup of most right now. Now that being said, my dream matchup, I really want to see King Kong versus Huck at some point in today's cup. If we can get that to happen, that's probably my favorite best of 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. Huck is such a good player from North America. We've all seen him tons of times, but King Kong is kind of this unknown menace, I think, to a lot. People who haven't played him don't know about him.
Yeah. I think that's true for a lot of the matchups in here, though. Like, a lot of these plays, especially because it's one of those NA/Korea/Canada/whoever players coming to the C region, which oftentimes they don't know much about, especially the up-and-coming players. We're in that sort of, I haven't played you before, I'm not really sure how to go about this kind of scenario, so could see some weird things, but so far I think we've seen pretty normal games from these guys.
Well, here's the thing, too. For Spectre, No Dice Gaming has actually been putting out a lot of really cool content. I don't know a lot about their players because we haven't had them really showcased in so many of the events, but these guys are putting on, I think, another invitational coming up for like $3,000. I mean, No Dice Gaming, if they got money to spend on tournaments, I imagine and I assume they're able to support their team as well. So,
oh, yeah.
Spectre, Spectre's got a pretty nice home, that's for sure. Anyways, we'll get up here with our first Reaper. Not going to be able to pick off too much as the Lings are already popping out, but still, never fun to deal with a Reaper early on as a Zerg player.
Yep, and he's going to be as annoying as possible, I guess. We'll see how much he's actually able to run in and out. Because this map isn't one of the greatest ones for Reapers, I don't think. Because,
no,
there's only that
awful
front ledge to jump up on, really.
Well, and this is where I kind of question that third Reaper being made. 3 Reapers started becoming the meta, like, I would say almost this last month. You never really saw more than 2 before this, but they've become popularized recently, and a lot of this is through the WCS play that we've seen from various Terran players, but as you point out, there's only one location outside of the ramp you can hop up to the main. So in that regard, Reapers aren't really good at being sneaky, cheeky guys. But coupled up with Hellions, Reapers are always going to be good. They soak hits, they heal, and they actually have pretty decent DPS when there's more than one of them.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that he went for the second one. Still, a lot of players just go for the one on maps that just aren't really that great for it.
Yeah,
you can see he's really struggling to get stuff done here.
Like if this was Frost or Alterzine, I would expect 3. That's standard at this point. But on Habitation, it's strange. He's going to get really bold. Not worth it. Even if you had killed that Queen, losing the Reapers, you need to keep these alive. They pair up with the Hellions. That's the whole point of freaking having the Reapers.
PandaBearMe is doing a really good job at defending that, all things considered as well, because it's easier to, while you're trying to macro up, keep droning and whatnot, forget about pulling that Queen back, forgetting about pulling Neelings back, and he actually manages to retain most if not all of those units. And we do have that third command center coming down from Spectre. If these Lings head across the map, they will see that right away, but we've also got the Overlord Scout coming into the main and just checking out what's going on. There's really no surprises here for PandaBear.
This is kind of cute using the third command center as part of the wall-off, though. He knows his wall-off is delayed. I mean, to be honest, if you guys want to know like the perfect timing, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, in that time spectrum, that's when roaches come across if it's going to be like a fast roach bust or something, and by then you're expected to have a wall-off. Because he can't complete that wall-off possibly in time, he's just making it as good as possible, which is kind of cute to see, but He will have to eventually move that, of course. Big question comes in, though. Does he actually go for the third at the gold or just towards the south? This has kind of been a bit of a, I think, hot topic when it comes to this map. Because this gold, it's not like Neoplanet-esque gold. You can actually take a gold on this map.
Yeah, that's a big question. I mean, I've seen most Terrans actually just go for the gold. It's a pretty nice spot for you to be able to defend. I mean, it's not too far between the third and the natural ramp to kind of position your units there, try and split between them. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take the gold straight up, which of course is really annoying for PandaBear.
The Speedlings, though, a little bit scared to engage off of creep, and rightfully so. Hellions near a ramp off of creep are probably the best place that Spectre could force an engagement, but oh no! Okay, a little bit close to that ledge there.
Yeah. I like how PandaBearMe is spreading his lings out a bit on the creep as well, so just in case those units do actually get brave enough to move out there,
good control.
He can get a pretty good surround, and he's actually going to try and do that right now. Is he going to be able to get the damage done, though?
Oh, he's doing a little too much dancing and not enough attacking, though, so not really getting a lot of damage done on the Hellions. Down full retreat. We'll run away because, of course, they have that metabolic boost, but, you know, Spectre's not actually accomplishing a whole lot with these Hellions. To be expected, you clean up at least creep tumors if you can't do real damage. Oh,
yeah.
Didn't even realize he actually went for a Viking too, so no Banshee follow-up. That's kind of cool. He's already got 2 Overlords killed so far, so not too bad in that regard.
At least he's getting something done there, even if these Hellions aren't doing all that great work. I mean, he does have 8 Hellions, so that's a lot. He can roast Lings. There we go, starting to roast some of the creep now as well. Lings are going to come in, but I don't think this is a fight that they can take. Even if they do get a good engagement, he does take out 1 Hellion, but he loses a lot of Lings for that.
So we've in the past seen a lot of stutter step when it comes to Hellions. But it's always funny to consider because stutter stepping Hellions is actually not the best way to utilize them versus Lings. You kind of have to split them up and segment them. But either way, he cleans up a lot of those Lings. And I can't believe he's able to retain so many of the Hellions behind this. Normally you've lost about half of these, if not more. But with the Mutalisk finally coming out, that's about to change. He's got to send these back home. And right now, Spectre actually doesn't have a lot of Marines. He's only just now getting his barracks down. Oh my god. These first 9 Mutalisks could actually be a bit dangerous to deal with.
Yeah, going up to 12 now, getting that +1 attack too, so he's probably going to keep making a huge amount of mutas until he's got like 20 plus and really wreak havoc on Spectre space wherever possible, pick off add-ons, take the map control back, of course, cleaning up those Reapers and Hellions as they do not shoot up. And yeah, hopefully that'll really help him with his creep spread as well, getting that started. It's already looking pretty good, I have to say, considering that there was that many Hellions out. And, well, chasing these units is actually going to buy Spectre some time to set up his base for the muted defense.
You know, Blizzard's always talking about ways to balance certain things, and I'm still waiting for the day where they enable it so you can transform and morph units together. Like the Terratron unit, like that April Fool's Day where all the buildings came together to make like one big robot. Like, I want 6 Hellions to stack up and become a giant arm or something and reach this guy and fry Mutalisks. How cool would that be?
That would be so awesome. I'd be so down for that.
I think all Zerg players would be against it, but still.
Yeah, well, it's the badass factor. There we go.
Exactly. Or hell, just have a Viking, like have a Hellbat surf on a Viking, right? It's bonus damage versus light Mutalisks are light. Mutalisk problem solved instantaneously. Bam. David Kim, where you at? But the Mutalisks are actually, all joking aside, going to get in here. If they get this combat shields, that's going to be really nice. Stim's already finished.
Oh, and he's going to get it. No problem.
Combat shields take so long to research too. That's the problem with trying to replace this.
Is actually such a good pick off. I mean, that would have synced up really nicely with the next pick was the 2/2 and everything. These units are still somehow alive.
How have these Hellions not been killed at this point? But the combat shields, okay, where this really critically affects the game, it's not even the Lings, hell, it's not even the Mutalisks, it's mostly the way they're going to affect the interactions with Banelings. But because PandaBearMe went so Mutalisk heavy, his Baneling count's actually lacking, and it's not actually too scary just yet. So the lack of combat shields, yes, it needs to be replaced, but this isn't as devastating as it would be in other scenarios.
Oh, certainly not. But it's going to be rough for his next push. In fact, he hasn't even started combat shields again yet.
I really like the choice for Hellbats too. I've talked a little bit about this in the past. We got a drop in the main while this goes on, by the way. Hellbats and Widowmines are both kind of a gamble. It's kind of like how much can these mech units soak to keep the Marines alive. Hellbats will soak a lot of Baneling hits, and they'll deal a ton of damage to Lings and Banelings as well. Widowmines, they're kind of this risk. Like, either they'll kill one Zergling or they'll kill 50. Hellbats are guaranteed to at least kill some. So it's more like bringing up the low end, but lowering your high end potential from these units.
Yeah, true. And unfortunately, I mean, he's not really going to be able to do much here. It's a scary push, though, and it does make the Zerg make a bunch of units, make a bunch of Banelings. Clears the creep again on the top half, which I really like. So he's not overcommitting to anything. He's just kind of going, okay, I'm going to march in here and then just pull back. And if he keeps doing that, he's going to be able to limit the vision of the Zerg in this way.
This Reaper is still alive.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, the Beetle is too. Sure, I guess that's actually important. But I'm just shocked that the Hellion and the Reaper are still alive. Right. These are normally long dead at this point.
There we go. He's finally starting to be able to pick off some of the Hellbats as well. And this force getting whittled down a little bit. There's actually a lot of Zerg on the ground. I think he's been making links for a little while.
We do have some Banelings, but I would like to see more in this army. Because right now he could take a fight with Spectre, but he can't quite overwhelm him.
Yeah, he could kill everything, but he'd only have mutas left, so... and the base is decently defended now against that muta threat. His third base up and running, and he did actually take the normal one. Didn't take the gold one.
Spectre lagging out, but while we're on the lag screen here, I want to point out Spectre's got like 1,500 minerals, 1,500 gas, but he's not started 3-3 yet.
No,
and I feel this is... Well, I feel this is a big mistake. One of the biggest advantages you have a Terran player is your upgraded advantage going into the mid to late game. I mean, every time a Zerg player will eventually match you on 2-2, but that's probably going to be a quick remake through replay.
Yeah.
Every game. But yeah, this is actually looking a little bit scarier for Spectre as we get a little further into this. Anyways, PandaBearMe doesn't get a quick win from that, guys. If Spectre comes back online, if he doesn't get like disqualified for DCing and not coming back, we'll just get a quick recover game up.
Yeah, I don't see why I'd get like DQ'd right off the bat or anything, so LG, we'll get back into it shortly.
That's the nice thing too about like not just the C scene. I hate saying that because it just sounds like I'm stuttering. Like the C scene, but the Southeast Asia region is really friendly people. I like it. And the admins are really nice too. So
yeah, we're pretty cool. A lot of these plays, maybe up and comers. I mean, I don't know about Spectre. I know of No Dice Gaming, but I don't really know much about them or their players. But PandaBearMe is certainly one of those up and comers. In the C, actually no.
Okay, I got him. Wait.
He's American player, isn't he? Damn, I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
Well, I'm hoping they did this. I'm hoping they did this right. A lot of players do mess this up, and they did not do this right. So I'm gonna try and say something real quick when we get in the game. Otherwise, what this does is they're gonna fast forward it manually, and that's not the way to do this. What you want to do is right click and recover game so that you have a replay blocker, so your opponents don't know what you've done.
Yeah.
Can we pause? Stop. Pause. Stop. Did this wrong. Stop.
Game paused.
Leave and right click the replay. Recover game. That option. So, again, to explain the difference, for those who don't know how this works, what these guys were planning to do is just fast forward to the end, and then place themselves at the time. But if you do that, you reveal builds, you reveal bases, maybe there's a hidden base, who knows. But you can't do it like that, otherwise it gives all the information away. So, by using the replay blocker, nobody can actually look at the game itself. It'll also force fast forward to a certain point. So, crisis averted. Here we go. Doing it correctly this time.
Yes.
No, they didn't do it correct. They did it wrong again.
Oh my god. Maybe you should do it for them.
I'm gonna do it. I'll tell them I'll do it. Jesus.
Meanwhile, while we're just sorting this out,
no,
guys,
they did do it right.
Thank you to everyone that's been tweeting. Oh, okay, there we go. Gosh, we've been jumping to conclusions.
Sorry, I'm used to the replay blocker coming up sooner. My bad. But sorry, you were saying?
Oh no, I was just saying a quick thank you to everyone that's been tweeting once again, and retweeting and whatnot. Really cool.
It's really awesome seeing the amount of Twitter. Like normally when I'm casting, it's kind of like whatever, but we're getting a lot of Twitter interactivity tonight, and I love you guys for it.
Yeah.
Even awesome. Maynard getting in on the action. Freaking, I still haven't cast with Maynard. If Maynard's lurking about, or if he's watching this VOD, maybe I'll just link this point to him. Dude, I'm starting to hold this against you, man. Like, we used to be really cool, dude. Now it's just like you keep putting me off for the date, and you're like, well, if you don't want to date me, just say so. God, like, come on.
Bruh.
That escalated quickly.
You gotta calm down.
No, I love Maynard. It's just every time we try do cast, it's always something, just time, whether it's me or him, it's just something. It's always,
yeah.
But Maynard's a cool dude. I like Maynard.
I think it'll be tough to catch him. He's got house moving things going on and all this crazy stuff, and everyone's like, Maynard, cast my event because he's so popular.
I could probably grow dreadlocks by the time we get to cast together.
Oh my god, do it. I dare you to grow dreadlocks.
Alright, so this was done correctly this time. Players are saying they're ready, so I'm going to hit resume for them. You guys going to hear a really cool countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back in action. So we're exactly where we left off with that weird crash. Spectre came back online right away, by the way, so it wasn't an internet problem by any means. It was just simply his C2 client crashing out on him.
Yep. Oh, good. So we're back in action. This is going to be a little bit frustrating still, though, because you kind of lose your rhythm while you have to recover the game and go like, wait, what was I doing all of a sudden?
Even just pausing the game could throw you off. But behind the Spectre finally did complete his combat shields. So that was something we were talking about before the break, but... I like these Zerglings down here. If there wasn't a bunker in supply depots, if these became banelings and rolled into this natural mineral line, the third mineral line, that'd be really cool. But look how heavily Spectre's fortifying this. I think he's anticipating something precisely what I just described to happen. So, moving across the map, not worried about losing his third while this goes on. He's killing a lot of the creep, but there's still some banelings he's got to worry about. He knows this too. He's seen them several times at this point. I don't think, even if he spreads, I don't know if he's got enough to deal with this. He is spreading out really nicely, though.
And more lings coming out, lots of banelings being morphed. He's taking it very seriously, which is, of course, what you need to do. Make sure that you don't underestimate what the Terrans actually got out here. And, of course, this is where the creep stops, so he doesn't really have vision, but he is able to pick off these small pockets of units, which is really nice for him.
Yeah, this is the danger of spreading. Like, you save yourself from the banelings, but you make yourself vulnerable to the mutalisks. But, all right.
At the same time... we do have some units moving up towards the north position. They could be a nice hit squad if he runs them into the natural or third or something while the Zerg is distracted.
Marauders, interestingly, being brought in here. They're not going to have much effect other than soaking some extra hits. But 3-3 is on the way. We did talk about this a little bit before the crash as well. So, while there may have been a crash that would disrupt players, this is maybe refresh his mind a little bit. Helmet's on the ramp. Also going to kill a lot of these lings. A lot of the Marines who do way too much damage to this natural. And there's no Queen to defend, no Spine Crawler. This is getting absolutely gutted. And in responding to this, Spectre's going to know once the banelings run to the natural, the opening goes towards the fourth.
It certainly does.
And
He's still buying a lot of time. That Spine Crawler being a lot of help as well. But now that he's cleaned that up, he should be able to swoop down here before too much damage is done. Doesn't cancel the spines, but there's so much damage going on. It's kind of forgivable, and here we go.
Yeah, the Mutalists will clean this up, combined with the banelings for sure, but Spectre's two-pronged attack right now was really cool. He got a lot more damage done there than I think would have been otherwise allowed. 24 workers died. So he goes from being in a position where he can't even push up the ramp to getting a whole base worth of drones. Really well handled there. I love that attack.
Yeah. Okay, regrouping for a moment. That's actually still so many meters, 31 meters. It would be cool if he actually tried to head into the main right now while the Terran's regrouping. Keep him at home a little longer, start picking up add-ons, because I mean, those single missile turrets aren't really going to do much against this many meters. And maybe that'll help him get towards that third base. He is sending more lings down there.
Oh, the banelings. He's going to see this with the medevac. Yeah, these are going to get all cleaned up though before they really get to the middle line. A couple will kill. Oh, they're never going to get through on top of them. Oh, God, that was really... He gets some good kills there. That could have been much worse for a second. My heart skipped a beat.
Mutas are in the main now.
Ooh, this
beating
is...
away at the racks, getting the add-ons. This is exactly what he needs to do.
Oh, look at the SCVs.
Continues.
He can kill so many SCVs. Spectre, I think, realizes that his production's been compromised, and he doesn't want to even bother trying to defend. Goes for a big push across the map, and there are two Thors here, but I kind of feel there's enough Mutalists that they could manage to box on top of this. Marine's going to go down.
Much out here from the Zerg. He does
nice
lift up very nicely, letting the Thors take the hits. Very well done.
That's actually critical as far as control goes, because now we can actually deal with the Mutalists, but coming on top of this, the Marines, we can... the Thor's going to go down really quick. This is looking really bad for Spectre. He did save his production line while this was going on. By having the Mutalists drawn back, great move in that regard, but he's long distance mining the gold.
He's hitting the fourth base again at the same time with a small pocket of units. And being 3-3 Marines, they do last a long time. 24 workers killed. Gets the hatchery as well, which is super important, especially since the fourth base of the Terran actually also got killed off at the gold there.
Starts pulting it up, just goes through the base snipes. I like that. Now, if he can secure his gold, Spectre will get so far in this game, but securing it is going to be almost impossible. The Mutalist count is so out of hand. It's at 30 right now.
Oh, it does need to be careful, though. He's trying to pick up units here, but I think that's kind of not smart right now when the Thor's in there. He is clumping up a lot, but he's also pumped out a lot of ground army as well to make sure they can deal with this potential next push. So, he's still looking pretty good. More units going into the third right now from the Zerg. I don't think he's going to get much done. The SCVs are running away.
He burrows. He burrowed too big. Oh, did he see this? Oh, no. He cleans up the banelings. would have been much worse. Again, heart attack moments in this game. Really cool tactics out of PandaBearMe, though. This command center not going to quite be killed, but there's still no answer for these Mutalisks. The Marines simply don't have the mobility to keep up with this. His own SimCity playing against him as he tries to get in here. Trying to predict pathing up here towards the north, too, but one turret and a Thor is not going to shut these down.
Oh, not quite. And this is actually really nice from PandaBearMe because he needs to be dancing around like this. He can't quite deal with this army just yet because while he has enough units to probably take it out, he doesn't have that much money because the 4th base died. So he really needs that upper mining before he lets the Terran army march across the map again. Although it looks like at this point, Spectre's just like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm just going to go.
So this is that sort of trade-off I was referencing to before we had the crash. The Hellbats have been doing great against the Zerglings and the Banelings, but the Mutalisks have gotten out of control because there's been no Widowmines to randomly go off on them. Even if they only take out 1 Mutalisk at a time, it's still trading out, whereas right now it's 35 Mutalisks and 4 more are about to pop. This is when it's just getting absurdly out of hand. You can eventually get to this point where you've got so many Mutalisks, you can just kind of move into Marines and Thors, who cares?
Yeah, he's definitely not really been able to make a dent in that mutable. And if he did, that would pretty much be game over for PandaBearMe, I think, because he's obviously still on that lair tech, only just now getting that hive. So it's still going to be a long time before he can match the Terran in terms of cost efficiency.
He is out supplying our Terran play right now, which is worth noting as well. A lot of the time is being wasted, quote-unquote, rebuilding these reactors. So Spectre's had no production for the last 30, 40 seconds, but Mutalis's still a little bit tentative to engage. If only these Thors could get those volleys off.
Yeah, if only. That 4th base going to try and come up again. We'll see if the Mutas get to swoop in there and take that out before he gets too much mining going on there. Because that money is certainly needed for Spectre right now.
He's pulling the SCVs. But there's so many Banelings. It's going to be close.
Oh, he does get some.
He gets a lot is what he gets. But okay, recovers out of this. Still, the workers killed pretty much keeps increasing every single time. So many turrets here to defend this base. Which is a little bit ironic, because even if he makes this a planetary, lots of Banelings will still take this out really nicely. Nothing defending the main where the production is. Again, the reactor is being picked off, and again, Spectre has no way to deal with this. He's going to try...
Really nice if he picked up the starport as well to limit the medevac count, because that's been pretty low all game.
He's
been focusing those in fights.
He's actually killing the barracks this time, too. It's not just the reactors. Spectre's saying, screw it, I know this is it. It's all in or nothing. I don't know if his all-in's going to work, though. Mutalisks are going to fly on top of the missile turrets, so these Marines and the turrets will pick off a few more, but these will still even kill the gold. I think Spectre needs to bring PandaBearMe needs to bring these home. Like, just absolutely kill this army.
So too. He's just trying to stall, get a good position. He's gonna go in without them. That is not a smart idea. There's so much beef at the front here. Don't waste them. Oh my god.
So many Banelings just getting annihilated. The Mutalisks are going to come in from the rear, but they're still, oh god, 3 Thors with full health. A couple good volleys if these clump up, but he's not going to clump them up. He'll probably magic box them, but no, take that back. Now the Marines get in here. No. He picks off the Thors, but so many Mutalisks still remain.
And tons of Banelings on the ground. Here he comes.
Trying to split.
Kill on his ground army, and everything is going to die. The mutable is significantly smaller, halved in fact, but there's just too much damage here. He could counterattack right now.
52 Mutalisks have died over the course of this game. 270 Zerglings, and there's still 16 Mutas remaining. At this point, if those barracks hadn't died, maybe Spectre's still in this game. And I say maybe very tentatively, but this is pretty much over, guys. I think PandaBearMe is about to secure game number 1 in this best of 3.
Man. Oh my god, this is only game 1.
I know. I'm glad we went with this series. I got no disrespect for the other guys, but I'm really glad we went with this one.
This is awesome. It's pretty tense. GG. Great game.
Yeah, for real. PandaBearMe is going to lead the series to 1-0. Not too shabby.